Today, he is a billionaire who casually gives away private jets. But at 13, Jimmy Donaldson was too shy to speak. His childhood was defined by a profound silence. Both of his parents served on active duty in the military, leaving him with a chaotic home environment that ultimately fractured into divorce by 2007. Raised entirely by a busy single mother, Jimmy spent most of his time intensely isolated. Like many isolated kids, he developed an obsessive personality. By age 10, he poured all of his focus into baseball, yet his extreme social anxiety persisted. Out on the field, he pulled his cap low over his face to avoid making eye contact with anyone. Then, at 15, his body gave out. Doctors diagnosed him with Crohn's disease, causing rapid weight loss and severe abdominal pain. The condition left him so physically weak that he had to abandon his beloved baseball permanently. With physical sports stripped away, that intense, obsessive energy needed somewhere to go. He found YouTube. Shooting on a cheap Windows phone at 480p and editing on a broken laptop, Jimmy quietly grinded out hundreds of videos in his bedroom. His mother simply assumed he was just chatting with friends. The real pressure hit when he turned 17. His mother issued a strict ultimatum: enroll in college to stay under her roof or leave. Out of options, Jimmy faked his way through higher education, pretending to attend classes while secretly filming YouTube videos in another location entirely. Those years of extreme social isolation and sudden medical adversity forged a highly pressurized vacuum. Jimmy possessed an obsessive drive with no physical outlet, leaving him to pour every ounce of his energy into mastering the internet. After hundreds of failed attempts, he struck gold. Jimmy turned on his camera and spent 40 uninterrupted hours counting out loud to 100,000. Gaining 5 million views in 5 days proved extreme effort forces the algorithm to pay attention. That attention brought a brand deal from Quid for $10,000. Instead of pocketing it, Jimmy took the entire sum, walked outside, and handed it directly to a homeless man while his friend recorded the reaction. This triggered a well-documented psychological phenomenon known as the warm glow effect. Watching someone receive an unexpected fortune generates an addictive, highly positive emotional response in the viewer. This flowchart maps his engine. Giving away money garners views, earning higher revenue to give away larger sums. By refusing to pull profits, the operation expanded violently, evolving from cutting tables to purchasing private jets to give away. Jimmy's philanthropic stunts functioned as a sustainable engine, where each charitable act fueled larger future investments. Of course, funding a $100,000 stunt is entirely useless if the audience scrolls past the video. Jimmy needed a way to force the click. He developed a strict visual language for his thumbnails. He utilized a no-clutter format to strip away background distractions and instantly draw the eye. He also deployed a small and big strategy, deliberately subverting human-scale expectations by shrinking a person down next to a massive object. Then came the color theory. Jimmy actively manipulated reality for the click, painting his physical thumbnail sets pitch black, guaranteeing his orange clothing would aggressively stand out. This retention graph shows a 50% first-minute drop-off. Jimmy counters this by proving the title's promise within 10 seconds. He then injects crazy progression, throwing unexpected curveballs, like dropping a house, to create deliberate retention spikes at minutes 3 and 6. By merging psychological color theory with surgical data analysis, Jimmy turned the volatile YouTube algorithm into a predictable, repeatable manufacturing process. By 2024, the machine had reached absolute dominance. Jimmy crossed the 300 million subscriber threshold, secured a $100 million show with Amazon Prime, and pushed his net worth past $1 billion. Then came the ultimate stress test. A former employee named Dawson French published explosive videos directly attacking the integrity of the operation. He alleged that Jimmy used fake CGI for his massive stunts, never actually paid out the prize money, and faked the charities on his philanthropy channel. Corporate sponsors immediately severed lucrative contracts, while the hashtag #BoycottMrBeast rapidly trended on X alongside millions of new dislikes. A typical internet celebrity would have panicked, rushing out a highly emotional, poorly thought-out apology video. Jimmy stayed entirely silent. He executed a cold, methodical refusal to react to the emotional uproar until he had the facts. When he finally moved, it was clinical. Independent creators were utilized to rigorously debunk the CGI claims frame by frame. For the charity accusations, Jimmy simply pointed the public to the audited, fully transparent accounts of his legally registered nonprofit company. The math proved the reality. Deprived of an emotional reaction and outmatched by raw data, the accuser entirely vanished from the internet. The fan base rapidly returned, trust was restored, and Jimmy's massive production schedule continued without missing a beat. Jimmy Donaldson's evolution from a silent teenager to a global mogul rests on a singular foundation. By applying the same data-driven obsession to his crises that he did to his growth, he ensured his career could survive the audience volatility that would dismantle a typical influencer.